Santander have given us a criteria update on their interest only proposition. So remember, interest only means you are only paying interest towards the mortgage. You're paying no capital whatsoever. Now, you can get an interest only mortgage, but it does depend on your circumstances and what your repayment strategies are. But we're going to dive deep into what Santander's interest only policy is. So this is an email received today on the 16th of October 2024. Here are the four key criteria components. So the first one is up to 75% loan to value on a pure interest only basis where there's a combined income of £200,000 or more. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You need either a single or a joint income of £200,000 to be able to qualify for a full 75% interest only mortgage with Santander. So let's use easy numbers here. If the property is worth £200,000, 75% of that is £150,000. So if you had an income of 200 grand, you could get a maximum £150,000 on interest only. The maximum term where any part of the mortgage is on an interest only basis is 40 years. So even though they're saying 40 years is the maximum term available, it does depend on your age. So your age is going to be a key factor on the term available. So for interest only mortgages with Santander, they go to a maximum term of age 70. So if, for example, just say you're 45 years old, then typically you will only be able to get a 25-year mortgage term with Santander, and that is what the affordability is going to be based on. So don't forget, your age is a key factor in the mortgage term available on interest only with Santander. So here what they're saying is there's no minimum income requirements to access the pure interest only range. So ignore the £200,000 joint income for a 75% interest only mortgage. For your standard normal interest only mortgage, if you don't have that income, they're saying they've got no minimum income requirement to be able to access an interest only mortgage with them. Now, a lot of other lenders may have a minimum income, typically between £75,000 to £100,000 single or joint income, but Santander don't. There is further lending criteria to be met to be able to qualify for the interest only product, which we will dive deep into later in this video. And when it comes to income multiples for interest only, they can potentially consider 5.5 times income multiples for loans up to 75%, and anything above 75% they can consider up to 5 times. To be able to hit these income multiples doesn't mean anyone's guaranteed to get them if they meet certain points that we've discussed in this video. There are other factors to consider. For example, if you've got any credit commitments, if you've got any children, your credit score, even if your credit score is no good but you meet everything else, you won't even pass, so you won't be able to get a mortgage with Santander. So your age, there's so many other factors. So just remember, even though they publish you can get up to 5.5 times income multiples and 5 times, you're not guaranteed that. So speak to your bank, speak to your broker to ensure that you've done your affordability checks if you do apply for this type of mortgage. Please remember, if you do opt to take out an interest only mortgage, there needs to be a suitable repayment vehicle at the end of the term. So at the end of the mortgage term, because you're only paying interest throughout the whole mortgage term, the bank's going to want their money back. So you need to ensure, for example, it could be the sale of property. If you've got investments, equity in other properties, every lender's interest only criteria and repayment vehicle is different, but just be mindful there'll be no capital being repaid whatsoever. So make sure you seek advice from your broker or the bank to ensure that if you do opt for an interest only product, it's the right product for you, which meets your requirements. I hope this video has helped, and I'll see you on the next one.